Yep. And we're rolling. Let's go into the red. So I'm going to unmute my mic. Bam. I'm live. Go to the, is it called meeting rooms? Is that it?
I had you already on there.
It was in Red Hall.
Oh, somehow I messed it up. Hang on. I got it. Well, good morning, everybody. Ooh, the mic was dead. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Red Hall. We are glad you're here, and we got a great little lineup for you today. What do you got, about 30 of us in here, and I know more people are trickling in. But this is our North American Leadership Series. Today, I'm interviewing Sean Work, and Sean was an ex-Keller Williams team leader. Also has 3 expansion markets in the San Francisco, San Jose Bay Area. I've known Sean for going back, 15 years? 15 years. He's actually here with me in the office. You don't have to see his fashionable avatar, but he's with me. So we're doing a split personality thing, I guess. But we go probably 15 years. Is that about right? 2004, maybe?
Yeah, well, 2003.
2003, maybe 16 years. We were RE/MAX agents, and we worked out of the same office.
Correct.
And then you actually made it to Keller Williams before I did, I believe. What year did you get to Keller Williams?
Keller Williams in 2005.
Oh, wow. Yeah. You were way before me.
Yeah, I was.
So what did you think when I showed up in 2009?
What the heck is going on here? I never thought you would make the move over.
Yeah, I didn't think I would either.
Yeah.
But because I didn't really see the value from it. I'm literally after 9 years, like,
How many agents were you running?
Well, in 05, I had 47 buyers agents, right? You were there. You saw my whole team. You were in the same side of the office. Half the entire office was my team. Our RE/MAX office. It was awesome. And then, but you were kicking butt back then, and your background was you were in Navy, and you were doing, what were you doing for the Navy?
I was in Intel for 6 years, and probably would have made a career out of it.
I would have been peeling potatoes or something, but he was in intelligence for the Navy. You saw Sean, he looked smart. Anyways, but so you did that.
So I did that for 6 years and literally got sworn out of the Navy on a Friday. And a good friend of mine, Michael Eady, was at RE/MAX and said, hey, you should come out and interview. At that time, we had an office in Grants Bay. And literally got sworn out of the Navy on Friday and started selling real estate on Monday.
Right.
Yeah, so
On
Monday.
Monday. And doing it. And how did you do your first year in real estate?
Well, I mean, it's 2004, so you could be a monkey.
And still
do.
So you had a good year.
Yeah. So I think we closed that first year over 30 transactions.
Wow.
About 33 transactions.
What a beast.
Hit the ground running.
And then you were cranking. You go to Keller Williams.
But I think going back to talking about, if you look at a lot of military people or folks who get out of law enforcement and join the real estate community, you see a lot of them. Most of them are successful, and I think it comes from the discipline that's learned, in those previous positions. I think that's my personal.
Show up on time, be organized, work. Half of life is showing up when you say you're going to be on time or early.
Building those habits, that equal success. But having a plan of the day, how about that?
Plan of the day.
Plan of the day.
So, did you learn some of those things, obviously the Navy, and then your RE/MAX, they weren't super educationally based. You and I both worked there. There was, they do something every 2 or 3 months, it seemed like.
Yeah, no, you just follow, really, what the model is there is follow a mentor, get stuff. At least that's what it was back then. You get assigned to a team, and you hope that you made the right decision in which team you get assigned to, and that they're good leaders, and have good habits, and needless to say, after about my second year, I said, well, it's time for me to go on my own. And at that time, really, at RE/MAX, they didn't have a plan for a newer agent to be on their own.
Right.
And so I got the manager and said, hey.
So wait a minute, your first year when you did 30 deals, you were on a team.
I was on the team.
Whose team?
Ian Maker.
No way! Ian Maker. Now it's all making
Now it's
sense.
coming together.
That is funny. I did not know that.
The Deal Maker team.
Yeah. That's so funny. And so you left, and then somehow Keller Williams scooped you up.
Yeah, I got a call from the team leader over in Roseville, and she said, hey, you're paying about 25% too much. And at that time, Remax had a terrible, really financial model.
Yeah.
And
no, this was really good for Remax. Terrible for you and me, not good for them.
And so
That's funny.
after looking at the capping model, keep in mind back then, no one else had a capping model really except for Keller Williams.
It was a no-brainer.
It was a no-brainer at that time. So went over there and again started selling real estate. At that time, really early 2000s, mid 2000s, really didn't even have a great training program. It was most of the time top producers who were training on a team meeting or when, whatever.
Right.
And so that was about when they started Keller Williams University. So really then got intrigued of the intricacies of real estate and how teams were being built, and you
started building the executive representation.
Started building a team back there, and understood the leverage principles and building one's own organization or brokerage and so
you did that, and I remember you guys did quite well. You guys got up to what, 100 deals a year or something?
Yeah. Well, I mean, in 2008 and 9, we were closing about 150 deals.
150 deals a year.
Those were the REO days.
Yep, but you didn't have a huge team, so you had a highly productive, which is really awesome.
I think those 2 years we had no more than people on the team.
Doing 150 deals a year. Really impressive.
Yeah.
And then you kind of followed the whole model. You ended up going from just doing that to becoming a team leader, right? Is that where you went next? So tell me about what year was that?
So that was 2013. I got the call from the region saying, "Hey, we want you to we want you to come and watch a market center in San Carlos."
Right.
And so that was.
What year was that?
It was 2013.
Is that the year I came and visited you and we went and played golf at the Ritz-Carlton half
2015 you came down. So
2015,
yeah.
a few years ago.
Yep. So I was a team leader for 2.5 years there. Launched the market center. Got up to when I got there, we had about 27 agents. We were just short actually of the number required to launch a market center, but they gave us the pass anyway. And then when I left, we were up to just under 130 acres.
Nice.
So 2.5 years about, just over 100 agents.
So you lasted just 2.5 years.
2 years.
Exactly like me, baby. Yeah. Exactly. I think I was 2 years and a month.
Well, definitely is a burnout position. That role is definitely a burnout position. And one of the reasons why is you wear so many different hats.
Right.
You at least at Keller, you're recruiting people and you're telling them you're going to build your business, and then most of the time you're handing them off to a productivity coach or an assistant team leader and saying, okay, now you handle them, like reel them in, and then somebody else kind of relays them. And then you're also wearing a hat for the region, which is the recruiting numbers base, because they're making their money off of loyalty, and then
right.
Also to the owner of the franchise, because they want profit. So you're wearing 3 different hats at any given time.
So you and I worked our butts off for 2 years, and then we got a final paycheck and we left.
Correct.
So here at the end of 2 years, right? I mean, can you imagine as your organization grows? You should. I would say with what you got going on at the end of your 2-year mark, you'll have a couple $100,000 a year in rev share. But then it builds. When mine was 200, it went to 400 within like 4 or 5 months. And then within 6 months, it goes to 800. It's the hardest thing here, you guys listening out there, and is getting the train out the gate, which is what we're going to talk to you about, building business. But now let's back it up one. Okay. So before you kind of did the recruiting thing with Keller Williams as a team leader, then you got excited about what Kristen Cole does, and she talked about building expansion models. And you picked 2 or 3 different cities, like San Carlos,
San Jose, San Francisco.
And you did the expansion models, and you found out that's a lot tougher than it looks.
It is, yeah. And you're looking for the right person, and it's really tough to find that right person, that right-hand person who has the drive, and who will go out there and work for you every day.
when you were doing those 3 expansion centers, where you try to hire the right listing agent or buyer's agents, and you get 2 or 3 in each area, they're separate caps usually. So it's just like $75,000 in your caps. And what were you spending a month on lead gen? Do you remember the total?
Close to 15 grand because we had 3 different accounts.
5,000 each, so about 15,000 a month.
Plus you consider the signage, the space in each of the market centers, and everything that you want to do has to be approved not only by 1 franchise owner, but in this case by 3 because you're operating 3 different markets.
That's awesome.
And when you said this is like EXP is like expansion on steroids, right? Something along those lines.
Right.
And I didn't really understand them. Like I don't think I took the time to understand them.
Right.
At that point.
Right. Some of you just have to go out and succeed because that's the way it was for Sean. He knew me, and he's like, "There's nothing better than Keller Williams," and he just dismissed it. But when I succeeded, right?
When you succeeded and you had that evidence of success,
It got your attention.
it got my attention. And I think that's probably the only reason I made the move.
Oh yeah.
Is because as a leader, you said, "Hey, here's what can happen." I think you probably broke through that ceiling of achievement, or one of the first ones to break through that ceiling of achievement at EXP, which then has fostered the move. I know for a lot of top producers,
Right.
you know. So yeah, when Brent says go out and achieve, go out and have your best year in real estate and succeed and fail, that's the key because people are watching this whether you realize it or not.
Oh yeah. So we're gonna help you guys. We want you to build something. We don't want you to be like me and Sean or a Remax or Berkshire. How you spend 2, 3, 4, 5 years of your life, and when you're done, you get a final paycheck. Right? That's kind of the way it was, man.
So yeah. So why don't you tell them how I made it?
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Well, is that the one where you asked me how it was going?
Well, you've been just peppering me for a long time. Just, hey.
I would like to think I was bugging you about once every 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
We invite you to something here or there, over there.
We saw each other in a coffee shop. You're actually
Yeah, it was Christmas.
Keller Williams Christmas photos wearing the old red and black.
And I'm like, dude, call me, let's talk. You get that, no way. I'm not calling him. We love him, something down EXP thing.
That's right.
And then what happened? You said, well, how's it going? Or how much?
So think about that was in December.
Okay.
Okay. And then you called me in February. Hey, I haven't seen you for a few months. Maybe it was March.
You're staying, touching
haven't
base.
seen you. Just wondering how things going. How's the first quarter going? And then you said, hey, I don't know if I'm allowed to share.
You asked me, so we can share. I think you asked me, how's rev share going? How much you make?
Well, I think you asked me, how's your profit share check?
Oh yeah, maybe. I don't know.
How's your profit share?
You tell the story. You remember
how the profit share looked. And I'm like, oh.
That was a low blow.
Dude, yeah. It was good though, right? Self-awareness.
Yeah.
So I think $200, $300, and keep in mind that I recruited over 100 agents in St. Carlos.
Wow. And it's still $200, $300. It's based on profit.
Yeah.
If there's not much profit, it's not much to share.
And so at that time he said, well, I made about 180,000. And I thought to myself, well, that would have been gone for like 18 months by the time, maybe 10 grand a month. Didn't really understand it.
So you were thinking $180,000 over the 18-month period, about 10 grand a month.
And then you said, no, that was just last month. And boom, that was
that freaked you out. Did that get your full attention?
Well, sure.
What I missed?
Imagine running a market center in one of the hottest markets really in the world, the Bay Area, and understanding what those profit margins are for a franchise owner.
Which were not much.
Not much. I mean, if you really look at a franchise, there you need to own 4, 5, or 6 before you can put in money. So,
can I say something?
Yeah.
So when I left Keller Williams, Tony Brody said, dude, you gotta say a franchise, stay, I'll make you an owner, you can have ownership. He goes, our average franchise owners are now making like $220,000 a year net after expenses, $220,000. I'm like, my God, why would I do that? I would be a massive pay cut. Right. Who wants to work for that? Now, if you don't know how to sell real estate, you're not very good at it, you know, you want to own a Jiffy Lube or a storage unit. I mean, I guess that's not bad money for your business. I look at all those personalities you got to manage, all the prima donnas, all the potential lawsuits.
Correct.
Later, you know.
Well, think about it this way. You think you'd be having as much fun buying 2 or 3 television franchises as you're having now?
I ran one. It was, I actually enjoyed it. It was fun, but it was not like this. I didn't bounce out of bed at 5 a.m. like I did this morning, go to the gym and go to bed excited, wake up excited. No.
And why do you think that is? Because you're changing people's lives.
Because I was working for the man. I was a hired gun, right? We were working for OPs. Now we're all building our own company. Sean, I will do it. So let's switch gears here a little bit. So this is all about agent attraction and building. And you're attracting agents here in Sacramento, and because you're from San Carlos in the Bay Area, you're attracting agents over there, right? Or you have people on the coast. Are those pretty much right? Sacramento, the Bay Area, the coast,
Orange County.
What you got? Oh, that's right. Orange
Going down
County.
there on Thursday to do flying down there on Thursday.
Southern California.
What is that about? 12 people.
So you're still in California at this point. Your business hasn't branched out.
Not yet.
It will. It will. Do you know Krista Proctor?
Yes.
She is had me on the phone with this couple, beautiful couple. They're in businesses in like Oklahoma and Kansas. They have 4 offices. They have over 40 agents, and they're totally fired up. They've only been doing it for like 4 years, and they do 500 deals a year. And they're like in. They are in. They're excited. It's not a done deal. They're talking to. I'm gonna get them talking to people, other independents. But I mean, they're there. They're asking all the right questions. And just like that, she's going to pick up 40 agents and go into Kansas and Oklahoma. Just like that. It'll happen. This week.
Right. I'm looking forward to it.
Today, I got a call from an agent, and we'll get into how to do this in a certain city, because not done deal, in California, but 2 Keller Williams megastars. Each one does over 200 deals a year. We're picking up 400 transactions a year overnight. They're onboarding right now. In the same city, there's a guy from Remax doing between 100 and 200 deals a year that just became official yesterday. We're going to go from whatever we were doing in that city to another 500 deals a year. But because they're all influencers, there's a whole bunch of people following that wave.
Well, I think that's important. We just did a deal for the training class in the Bay Area last week, and the Bay Area is wide open too. I mean, we talk about other states.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of opportunities. This is in Northern California,
Right. Yeah.
so we've got a lot.
Now, there's people here from all over.
Okay, so we've got a lot of opportunity there.
Right.
In you know, San Francisco, Oakland, East Bay.
Right. Put my glasses on. Yeah, there's 54 people in here from all over the country, to tell you the truth. And but yeah, plug into events. So how important are events if you have one you're fortunate enough to plug into? How important is that to help grow your business, to get people there to see?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, when going back to the agents that were recruited at Keller Williams, the main way we were able to get people in the door and get them. I think it's important to go back and say this is a sales cycle too, right? You're not going to just close. Gene Frederick said, on average, it's about a 5-month gestation period. Not to say that you need to wait that week for people to come over, but the expectation was, I mean, going back to our story, it took me 16 months.
Yeah.
You know, to see the value. And so going back to the training, it's super important that you were bringing value to that agent and exploring the opportunity of what their future could look like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Very good.
Yeah. So
I think in your defense, you were really excited about your expansion models and what you're working on. And so you're me, I was kind of burned out. Going to lunch and putting for 2 hours, kicking off at 3 and putting for 3 hours. Literally, we would go from 3 to 6. Right? That is the mark of someone who's bored. You think we'd be better at golf than we are. We did this every day.
heck of a putter though.
No, I'm not even that good of a putter, but I don't think as much as I used to. I'll tell you that. But I was just ready. When I saw this, I wasn't doing expansion markets. I was thinking about it. But I didn't have anything to really sink my teeth into. So I think it's a timing issue. That's that 5-month gestation. I was 2 weeks, you were 16 months. Tom Days was 2 years or whatever, but it is what it is for everybody.
The door opens for different people at certain times. And for you, though, for me, the only reason that door opened, like we're going back, is saying you showed the opportunity.
Yep.
It wasn't about the training, or it wasn't. I think that's one of the biggest things where I see agents where there's room for opportunity for growth is everybody's decisions to make them move is different. If you're like a doctor, there's not one pill that's going to solve everybody's problem. You have to really, you have to earn the right. Yeah, you have to earn the right. You have to earn the right to solve their problems, so they make them move.
Yes. Well, so tell me, if you have a brand new agent, what would you advise them to do? They're brand new, like what they want to get a breakthrough. And some of you are thinking right now, well, I don't have events where I am. I'm in Bozeman, Montana, or I'm in Cheyenne, Wyoming. James, we had nothing. We had Sheila on a phone call. They invented Zoom calls because we were wearing them out, right? These things. We had nothing but a wing and a prayer. We just got people on the phone. Nancy, who was on last week, was that last week or the week before? Week before. She's just show the webinar, get on the phone. Show the webinar, get on the phone. Right before I did this, she goes, hey, can you do 3-way call with Keller Williams agent? I'm like, at 11:30, I can. I got this. I can do it. But she's killing it because she showed the webinar, get them on the phone. You guys show the webinar and talk to them to death. Show the webinar and talk to them to death. I go, it's a third-party credibility, and then we know, so that's my advice. But I jumped in front of you, I apologize. Okay. So what would you advise someone who's new, they want to break through, how do they do this?
Well, I mean, if you're somewhere that doesn't have any training events, obviously you are great, great, awesome, promotive. Get on the phone call. I mean, this has to be something where you routinely follow up. I mean, last week we had a turnout of 100 people there in the Bay Area, which are pretty damn good, to be honest with you.
Our first one.
And what did that look like? Well, it was a series of touches. It's a phone call. It's a text. It's an email. It's a follow-up phone call. It's a personal note. What I would say is, whoever those people are, I mean, you guys, the first thing that we're working on is with my tribe right now is, hey, what's your list of 100? Who are they? Let's identify them first. See it. And then the next thing is reach out to them, put them in some type of follow-up program. I mean, in the reality of it, the reality is attracting agents is much like attracting listings. It's the same. It's the same type of process. So, and then asking yourself, what does that follow-up look like? If I needed to touch these 100 people 8 times over this year, what is that system for me looking like? It could be just phone calls, it could be text, but there should be some items of value that you're sending to them, whether that's a personal connection or a link to a webinar or a training, whatever it may be. But if you're not, then how about you're an advocate, a good friend. How about inviting 2 or 3 couples over and having a watch party?
Yeah, absolutely. I've done this room so many times.
Connecting with them both on a social level, and then on a here's how this can change their life. So I think a lot of the time, especially for top producers, they're not necessarily interested in, like, if you're trying to attract the top producer, they're not necessarily interested in the nuts and bolts of how it works. For me, didn't care about KB Core, didn't care about the world, didn't care about many of the other great tools now that I do know and can utilize in my business. But for me, it was, man, I saw the opportunity in rev share. I saw the opportunity in changing my world, my life through passive income. Right. So again, that's going back and identifying what really motivates that person or that potential recruit.
Yeah.
So
it's pretty awesome. Like today, my wife and I chunked out a couple $100,000 to put towards our mortgage to pay it off, like today. That's kind of fun. You can pay off the house quick that way, and it's pretty exciting. And you're going to pay the price one way or the other. You can pay it long, slow, agonizing over 40 years, or you can just get it over with and get mad, get angry, I hope you're so just ticked off. And start talking to 5, 10 people a day. Light your hair on fire. Run around. You're like your life depends on it, because your life does depend on it. So, Sean, you have people in Southern California, up in the Bay Area, you got them here. What are some of the things you've done to meet with people? Have you taken people to lunch? Have you taken them to dinner? Or did you just call them up and say, hey, would you watch the webinar? I'd like your opinion. Or did you meet them for coffee and make it all about them? What are your goals? What are your dreams? Or did you do a little bit of everything? Because you're succeeding, you've got an awesome group, things are happening for you. What were your approaches when you reached out to people?
I think the biggest,
Get close.
from 30,000 feet, if I could say, the biggest approach is tell the story. Here's what EXP is doing for me. Here's what revenue share is doing, or here's how my business is growing. I mean, to be honest with you, this will be my second best year in real estate. You know.
Wow, and it's happening in EXP.
And it's happening in EXP.
Woohoo!
And it's a mindset change. It's a leadership change. It's some systems changes. But really, what it's done is you mentioned it before. I'm putting for 3 hours a day.
Yeah.
It's breathed life into my business again, and it's getting me excited. And I know now that from a leadership perspective, I've got to go out there and succeed now at a high level, so that I can pull the rest of my crew, my team, and my tribe through and succeed. But I think everything is on the table. When you go back and you identify what your personality is, if you're a DI, a driver and an influencer, for those of you who know for this profile, then go out and meet with people, take them to lunch, make them to coffee, connect with them, and don't forget the magic move.
Yes, tell them what the magic move
The
is.
magic move is that at the end of that coffee, at the end of that lunch, at the end of that tea meeting, whatever it may be, you schedule the next appointment.
Yep, have a plan. Don't go there. Don't think that your next step is that appointment. Okay, the next step is I'm going to get them on the phone with Sheila Fairstrong, because I got a strong woman here. I mean, I know Nancy's here. She's typing in the chat bar. I connected Nancy to Sheila, and it was a home run. They talked for 30 or 40 minutes. I don't do that all the time, but when I'm the right person, or maybe I have a franchise owner, we get them on the phone with Gene Frederick, and then or someone with a big team, get them on the phone with me. There are people that will help you, even if they're not in your group. So go with the plan, have it teed up, and beautiful. Thank you for mentioning that.
Every time you touch with them, you meet with them, you contact them, you text them, you're moving them through that. And I hate to say it, but it's the sales cycle.
Yeah.
You're moving them from, you're taking them from on a scale of 1 to 10, how likely am I going to join? Every touch, you get them one closer to the 10 where they trigger. So
Absolutely.
But everything's on the table. I mean, it's just it's what you feel comfortable with. I mean, if you're meeting with people and they know you're uncomfortable, it's going to be an awkward situation. So invite them to play golf. If you're a golfer,
There you go. Take them to lunch and don't talk to them about EXP. Right?
Take them to a sporting event. Take them to a networking event. Do something.
If they like wine tasting, go wine tasting with them.
Correct. You're always an advocate of this.
You don't drink wine? Drink wine. No, I'm kidding.
You're always an advocate of just not pressuring them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the key, because if you do my thought processes, a lot of those top producers, you'll lose them.
Right.
They'll just, they'll move on.
So we're going to wrap this up, put a bow on it. I love to say to people all the time when they get uptight and they get nervous, well, I'm not leaving Coldwell Banker, I'm not leaving Remax, I'm not leaving Century 21. Go ahead. Stay at Realty One, stay at HomeSmart, stay at Century 21 and Coldwell. Stay there forever. Can you just take a breath, step back, and just learn about the model? I just really want your opinion about the model. Not EXP. Do not say those letters. It's too personal. The model's informal. It's like, I want you to learn about gravity. Well, who doesn't want to learn about gravity or something? It's like, oh, models. I go, I really want your thoughts on this. You can rip it to shreds if you want, and you will do very, very well. So here's the deal. We are doing a leadership event in May
14th through 16th.
That was James is back from the Mediterranean, everybody. So this morning at 8 a.m., we must have got 60 things done between 8 and now in the past 3 hours. It was so awesome. All that stuff was swirling around my brain. So we can type that in the chat bar. But May 14th to the 16th at the Scottsdale Desert Ridge Marriott. JW Marriott. It's the best resort in America. We're going to golf, we're going to swim, we're going to play, we're going to mastermind. You do have to sponsor 15 to get there. If you only have 12 FLQAs, fine. But as long as you can sponsor 15 or more, you can come. All of you can do this. All of you should have 30 by May. And you're going to come hang out with the high-level superstars at this event. So don't miss that. There's Mexico. And I was spinning around to see what was up on the boards. Like, here's a local event. We're doing Sean Kokoska. I asked him to come out. You could have Sean to come out to your market, Houston or Miami. He is a business coach. He was the president of Keller Williams Training and Education. He saw the EXP, quit Keller Williams. Now he's at the EXP and he trains and educates around the country. To the right is our Christmas party. That won't help you much if you're around the country, but it's my favorite 80s rock band, tribute band. Behind me, I gotta see if I can tilt my head and do this. Yeah, I don't know how to do it. I gotta hold this over that. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that is. Oh, that's that. So can we put where it says North American Leadership Series, can we put up BrentGoveResources.com?
Yes.
We're going to send out a save the date deal, but it has all the important dates for 2020.
Yep,
it's
Wednesday.
going out by this Friday. James says
Wednesday.
Wednesday. I sent him, he said Friday initially, and I sent him a bunch of diapers. So he's upped it to Wednesday. We have fun. We tease each other relentlessly. That's what we do. But Sean, you were a great guest today. I appreciate you to being here. Thank you for being here. I have a lunch. I have to run to sushi at the Coons. Go join. Let's go. You get a job. Come on, man. All right. Hey, love you guys. I got to bounce. We'll be here next Monday, 11:30 a.m. Gonna be awesome. And today I'm gonna cut short. So bye, everyone. We'll see you. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you.